Racism is an attitude and behavior that is fit of ideological symbols that violate the human dignity of minority groups that are associated with symbols of derision and aggression. Racism has existed in Mexico at least since the Spanish conquest and proliferate in the coming centuries. The target of racism and discrimination are mainly Mexican indigenous people, Central Americans, blacks, Chinese community, South American, and Spaniards. Racism in Mexico has a long story. The upper and middle Mexican classes have lighter skin tones than members of the lower classes. Almost uniformly, people who are darker skinned and of indigenous descent make up the peasantry and working classes, while lighter skinned Spanish descent Mexicans are in the ruling elite. Racism as a form of hidden marketing is full of subliminal messages that violate the dignity of mainly indigenous people of Mexico. The management of a product image present in posters, advertisements in mass media show models with human physical traits of European Caucasian population, which leads to a single market in the Mexican population. Racism against indigenous people. The terms Indian and Native are commonly used to refer to individuals belonging to the indigenous peoples of America. Although the term Indian comes from the misconception of European explorers of the 15th century, calling a person Indian is equivalent in certain contexts to qualify a person contemptuously as poor, ignorant people without reason. Television has shown many times this personification and mockery towards the Indians, sustainably prevalent discrimination and ridicule to which these people have had trouble educating society on the coexistence of modern humans. Racism against black. For several decades during the 20th century, Mexico encouraged the idea of cultural unity, ethnic and racial. Post-revolutionary governments were given the task of implementing public policies to make the idea of the whole population was mixed, so both indigenous groups and Afro-descendants were and still are ignored by the government and discriminated by other sectors of the population. Blacks are not considered of ethnicity, while not receiving the benefits of being called so. They do receive social negative and relegation that characterize ethnic groups are excluded from full citizenship.
I'm Samantha. I'm going to do an interview. Okay. Do you consider racism?
No.
What did you think about racism?
I think it's a really bad thing, and I guess it's very related to ignorance, right?
What did you think about the people who are racist?
Well, I think they are. I mean, on the one hand, racism is something very related to humankind, isn't it? Like maybe all of us are a little bit racist deep inside us. But then bad racism, like, you know, rejecting people and feeling, you know, they don't deserve the same as you, I think that's wrong. But, you know, I guess it's ignorance and being afraid, right, of things. Probably not you know, not secure about yourself.
Would you accept living in a neighborhood inhabited by blacks?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Would you keep a relationship with someone of another race?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because basically I think we are all the same, you know, like actually we descend from exactly the same African people that were living in Africa thousands of years ago, and only time and different environments changed our skin, but at the end of the day we are exactly the same. I mean, genetically there's almost no difference between a black person and a white person.
Did you think your parents would accept their relationship?
Yes, absolutely, yes. Fortunately my parents are not racist as well.
Would you take your parents that a child adopt another race?
Yes, no problem. Yes.
Did you have friends of another race?
Yes. I have friends. I have Chinese friends. I have black friends as well.
And Mexican friends?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I have Mexican friends. Yes. Now I have more.
What then is considered groups marginales?
That they are racist. Okay. Well, there are racist people all over the world, right? I mean, I wouldn't say that. I don't think that there's a country nowadays where people are, like especially racist. But I would say that that there is a little bit of racism all over the world, even in developed countries. Because I would say, I mean, at first glance, that racism is more related to like I said earlier, to ignorance. So maybe, I'm from Argentina, and there's quite a lot of racist people there. I think that in Mexico there must be quite a lot of racist people as well, no? But then, if you go to the United States, I don't know, people to the south, there's a lot of racism over there, and I don't know, in Europe as well. Sometimes you see on newspapers or TV that, I don't know, there are like, this group of neo-Nazis, and stuff. So, it's there. I think the world is going better and better every day with that, but still, there are a few racists, unfortunately. Not forever. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank